Woman injured by tiger in zoo.
Reports of tax scams in Marquette. Hi, I'm John Modick.
And I'm Dane Wormlinger, and this is your Public Eye News. Hundreds of high school seniors from all over the country were competing for Northern Michigan University scholarships on Sunday night at NMU's University Center. This was all part of the Presidential Scholars Competition, where seniors who have at least a 3.5 GPA and a score of 24 or higher on the ACT are put up against the test against each other. The students are given points based on performance in small groups, problem-solving situations, and one-on-one interviews. The 200-plus scholarships include 10 full ride and 10 full tuition scholarships to NMU. The winners will be announced in December. And although Halloween may be over, Dairy Queen is still displaying their pumpkins of success until later today. During the month of October, the business collected more than $2,300 to support the Children's Miracle Network. The Marquette Dairy Queen's employees will also win the top 3 sale awards because of their successful fundraiser. Randy Koff, assistant manager, said that, quote, "It feels good that the community will help pitch in, and it feels good that our crew members weren't afraid to ask," end quote. Dairy Queen will have grand opening specials starting on Monday to show their appreciation for the community support.
More tax scam calls have been reported to local police today as scam artists begin to target the Upper Peninsula. The callers claim to work for the IRS and ask for personal information, including credit card or social security numbers. This scam has been a problem across the country since 2003 and have only just begun to appear in the UP. Police are saying the best thing to do if you receive a call that sounds like it's from the IRS is to not respond and hang up. Scammers are using email and letters to trick people into releasing personal information as well. And new details about the lockdown and evacuation of the Delta County Courthouse last week have been released. According to prosecuting attorney Philip Storm, local law enforcement found a social media post concerning the safety of the courthouse. The person responsible for the post was later located and taken into protective custody. Storm says the individual was then taken to local mental health services for further evaluation and treatment. The case is still under assessment for any further appropriate action.
The Supreme Court has denied an appeal from Andrew Chervel, a former lawyer for the state of Michigan, who lost a defamation lawsuit filed by a gay student at the University of Michigan. The justices on Monday upheld their ruling of a $3.5 million jury award to Chris Armstrong, a former student government president. Chervel was fired as Assistant Attorney General in 2010 for waging an anti-gay campaign against Armstrong, who accused him of stalking him and defaming him on an anti-gay blog. A federal appeals court rejected Chervel's request for a new trial, but reduced the jury award by $1 million, putting the award at $3.5 million. Chervel claims he was exercising free speech rights and claimed his comments were protected because Armstrong is a public figure. And police are seeking help from the public in identifying a hit-and-run driver who struck and killed a Central Michigan University freshman early Sunday. The student was identified as 17-year-old Ryan Satsos. The Morning Sun of Mount Pleasant and Wood TV reports that he was walking to his residence hall with friends when he was hit. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Police say witnesses described the vehicle as older and dark in color with 4 doors. And after the break, we'll be back with your national and international news. Stay tuned.
Coming up on Secrets of the Dead, a groundbreaking investigation is changing everything we thought we knew about Tutankhamun.
Tut was a warrior. These are battles that he was involved in.
A new analysis of his burial reveals what happened to Tut after he died.
There's just so many things wrong in terms of royal mummification.
This is definitely an explanation for the charring on the mummy.
Ultimate Tut on Secrets of the Dead.
Watch Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock Eastern.
And welcome back. Closure for the loved ones of the people on board the lost cargo ship El Faro may be near. The whereabouts of the ship and its crew was reported missing after being caught in Hurricane Joaquin in early October. A U.S. Navy search team located what they believe to be the wreckage of El Faro late last Saturday, according to the National Transportation Safety Board. A deep-sea search of the wreckage is scheduled to take place, but complete findings will take a while. The mission is expected to last 15 days under optimal conditions. Republican presidential candidates began complaining about the CNBC debate even while the debate was going on. Now they want to do something about the so-called gotcha questions from the moderators. Craig Boswell has more details from Washington.
Republican presidential hopefuls say they don't want to see another debate like the one CNBC conducted last week.
I think there's general agreement that the last debate was a farce and that something needs to be done about it.
Sunday night, aides for nearly every campaign gathered in an Alexandria, Virginia hotel to seize more control of the debates.
We're going to take a greater role in negotiating with the networks on format.
The campaigns will now deal directly with TV broadcasters to negotiate formats. The Republican National Committee will still handle the logistics. Each candidate will get a minimum 30-second opening and closing statement. And there will be an equal number of questions for each candidate, not an equal amount of time.
Campaigns have been able, should be able to get information about the details of the debate far sooner than they have so far this cycle.
Negotiating with 15 different campaigns can be tough, and not everyone's going to agree.
No committee gets to make a decision. Let the chairman of the RNC negotiate with the networks on this behalf.
But as Ben Carson's manager points out, not all campaigns are created equal.
A couple of us are the ones that are generating the ratings for these debates. So if we don't come, that's a big bargaining chip.
Carson, who is now leading in the latest CBS News national poll, announced he raised $10 million last month. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Washington.
A woman who broke into a Nebraska zoo to pet a tiger has been injured by the big cat and issued citations for criminal trespass. Jacqueline Eade, age 33, apparently evaded security to sneak into Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo on Halloween night. The Omaha Police Department reports that she was bitten on Sunday morning and taken to Creighton University Medical Center by a friend. Officers were later called to the hospital regarding Eade and her aggressive behavior toward the hospital staff. CNN affiliate KETV reported that Eade was at risk of losing her fingers from her injuries. And the first victims of Saturday's deadly plane crash in Egypt returned home to Russia today as investigators try to piece together new clues about why the plane went down. CBS's Tina Kraus has the latest from London.
U.S. intelligence sources tell CBS News the Russian jetliner that crashed in Egypt was likely not shot down. While some sources are not ruling out a possible bomb on board, the U.S. Director of National Intelligence says there's no proof that terrorists are to blame.
We don't have any direct evidence of any terrorist involvement yet.
Russian airline officials contradicted Egyptian reports that the pilot requested to land at the nearest airport because of technical issues. Metrojet bosses say there was no mechanical trouble or pilot error and insist some kind of catastrophic event caused the plane to dive into the Egyptian desert, killing all 224 people on board. Relatives broke down as the first bodies were brought back to St. Petersburg Monday. Passengers had sent these vacation photos before boarding the plane from the resort town of Sharm el-Sheikh Saturday. The jetliner broke apart in midair about 23 minutes into the flight. Investigators hope the black box flight recorders hold the clues they need to solve the worst air disaster in Russian history. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
And after the break, we'll have your weather and sports. Stay tuned.
Next time, a Frontline ProPublica exclusive investigation. A string of murdered journalists.
Somebody knows who's responsible for each and every one of these acts.
For them to pull that off in such a quick time, that takes money, that takes support.
Do you think the Bureau should reopen the investigation?
If new information's developed, oh yeah.
30 years later, why is it still a secret? Terror in Little Saigon.
Tuesday evening at 10 on Public TV 13.
And welcome back. My name is Charlie Edwards, and this is your weather. As you can see behind me, it is very dark and cloudy here in Marquette, and it's pretty common here, you know. Here today, it is cloudy with the temperature of 57, winds coming from the south-southwest at 2 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 29.79 and dropping. Tomorrow, it will be partly cloudy with a low of 44 and winds coming from the west-southwest at 3 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly sunny with a high of 62 and winds coming from the south-southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Looking in the UP, in Sault Ste. Marie, it is 53. In Manistee, it is 54 and cloudy. In Escanaba, it is 56 and cloudy. In Menominee, it is 61 and cloudy. In Iron Mountain, it is 61 and partly cloudy. In Ironwood, it is 54 and raining. In Houghton, it is 51 and cloudy. And here in Marquette, it is still 57 degrees and cloudy. Looking ahead, on Wednesday, we have a high of 61 with a low of 54 and partly sunny. Thursday, high of 61 and low of 45 and raining. Friday, high of 45 and low of 36 and raining. So, even though the weather is giving us a lot of mixed messages lately, I heard that there is good news for the Broncos.
Yep, Peyton Manning is not sending that team mixed messages anymore. The Broncos finally found some offense to go with all that defense, powering their way past the Green Bay Packers 29-10 Sunday night. In only the fourth meeting of teams 6-0 or better, Manning tied Brett Favre's NFL record with his 186th regular season win, and Denver's defense rattled Aaron Rodgers into one of his worst games of his career. Wearing the same blue jerseys they donned while beating the Packers for their first Super Bowl win in 1997, the Broncos dominated the Packers, outgaining them 500 yards to 140. The Broncos are 7-0 for the first time since their 1998 team that won the Super Bowl after going 14-2. The Packers, 6-1, fell from the unbeaten ranks, throttled not only by the league's stingiest defense, but by a quarterback who finally looked like a 5-time MVP and not a creaky 39-year-old learning a new system. At the end of the game, Aaron Rodgers said, quote, "They have a good defense, a good pass rush, and they cover well," end quote. One agonizing step from ecstasy last season. This time, the Royals reign after their latest incredible comeback and a go-ahead hit from maybe the most unlikely player in uniform. Down 2-0 in the ninth, Kansas City fought back in Game 5 against two of the top arms on the pitching-rich Mets, Matt Harvey and Eueris Familia, and the Royals did it with a home run power, but instead a daring dash from Eric Hosmer, a 3-run double by Lorenzo Cain, a couple of crucial stolen bases. Christian Colon singled home the tie-breaking run in the 12th inning, and those bound and determined Royals rallied one more time to beat the Mets 7-2 in 12 innings early Monday for their first World Series championship since 1985. Eric Hosmer had this to say about his daring dash towards home in the ninth. Quote, "As soon as I saw his head turn towards first, I just decided to take a chance. It's a lot easier to take a chance when you're up 3-1, so it just felt like it was the right time," end quote. And Buckeyes coach Urban Meyer said Monday, in addition to a one-game suspension, Ohio State quarterback J.T. Barrett will also lose his scholarship for a term as part of his discipline for his arrest during the bye week. Meyer said he received the facts from the citation for operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol and backing without safety. He was stopped at a Columbus police checkpoint early Saturday morning. Barrett, a redshirt sophomore, is scheduled for arraignment Friday for the misdemeanor charges, according to Franklin County records. According to school policy, Barrett was not subject to any suspension as a first-time offender for alcohol testing for underage students, but he will miss Ohio State's game Saturday against Minnesota, once again thrusting Cardale Jones back into the starting lineup. Meyer, however, expressed his disappointment in Barrett, but also vowed to support him. Well, I'll say I'm just very happy to see that the Royals finally, got the job done, and at least they finally won the series.
Yeah, good. Well, it's good for them.
Especially after last year having to drag it all the way out to 7 games and then getting so close and having Madison Bumgarner, one of the best pitchers, really shut you out.
Well, it's just good that they were able to pick it up this year.
Yeah, it was nice. I know that run by Hosmer at the end was just incredible. But that's all the time we have for you today, folks. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow to Public Eye News.
The preceding program was produced in studios located in the Edgar L. Hardin Learning Resources Center by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television.